Boosh. Okay.
I don't know how you do it, Rim. I don't know how you edit this damn show and
fucking
do everything on your own and
all
just don't get any help. And
dude, it's got to be insane doing it all by yourself.
It is. It really is. It's you know, especially
Coming
when
up
you're trying to get a hold of these guys. You got this fucking guy working 6 jobs, and then the other one who just shows up when he wants to. But hey, Walter and Trevor, it's awesome to see you guys.
But yeah, we were actually commenting on that earlier before the show about like how much effort, dude, like for just the layman who doesn't know, like how much effort goes into a radio show or a podcast or just like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like you guys have research that you do for your show to come up with topics to talk about. You guys, oh come on, please, dude. I haven't listened to like as much as I do NFHC. Like, let's get real. That's my favorite podcast. But like, I listen to the Dickman show. I listen to the Dickman show.
I am so sorry I brought him on, guys.
I listen to the Dickman show, and
nobody
like
listens
the
to the show. Anyway,
and,
I'm not worried about it. Nah, this is all improv,
dude,
Trevor.
You do though, like it is. There's an element of improv, but you have to also admit there's an element of like preparedness. You know, like you find different things to talk about week after week. Because if you don't, then you're talking about the same old shit, and it gets really boring. Like, so like there's a lot of effort that goes into podcasting or like your radio show or shit like that.
The same 15 and a half stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Spotify playlist.
So it's real easy to get drunk with your friends and just shoot the shit about what you did throughout the week. It's real difficult to really come up with segments and topics, right? And have a cohesive, flowing show. Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the point that I'm driving home exactly, is that there's a lot of fucking work behind the scenes that goes into these types of things that people don't realize, you know?
And a lot of talent. A lot of talent, too. That's right.
Am I too hot?
And none of it Rem has.
No, shut up, Tanks. All right.
I'm 100% joking, by the way. Like, it takes talent to do a podcast and a lot of hard work to make one.
I don't need you blowing smoke up my ass too. We're good. It's big enough as it is.
I'm spitting facts, you fuck.
Oh, thanks. You're sweet.
He figured it the fuck out.
Yeah. How about that? First time too. All right, let's get going. Hey, everybody. Episode 166, Randy. I know you can't hear me. Oh, he's coughing. It's a podcast that's slightly better than mediocre.
Okay. During the intro, dude?
I'm trying to. That's my new gimmick.
That's not normal.
I know you can't hear it. Anyways, you ready to do a show, buddy? Coffee baby. God damn it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm muted. I've been muted.
How you doing?
What are we doing? I couldn't hear you very well during the
doing a Rich
intro.
Dickman show. This is episode 166. I forgot that because I was watching you cough and I got distracted. But episode 166 of the Rich Dickman Show, the podcast that's slightly better than mediocre. I am your host, Rem, once again back at you and sliding down those ears. That's my new thing. I got to stop saying that. That's weird. I don't like it. I'm doing all right, Randy. How are you?
Doing very well after smoking that wonderful, wonderful joint.
What was it called?
It was rolled with Sherb Head.
Yeah.
Herb Head. And it was 30% THC, is all I know.
Sounds weak.
So.
Sounds weak.
No,
I know, it sounds so weak to you and your legal cartridges with
no.
concentrates.
I don't know what you're talking about at all. Really Randy, in my ongoing effort for anything you can do, I can do better. We have very special guests tonight. All right. And once I heard this man on a certain show last week, I knew I had to talk to him at some point. Turns out we got him this week. It is Walter J. Woe from Walter's Walls of Woe and his buddy Trevor. What's going on, gentlemen?
God damn it. Fucking Matt, Walter J. Woe. That's what had me cracking up.
I know, right? May I one time just announce my lord for the court?
Sure, you may.
Announcing my lord, Walter J. Woe.
Thank you.
This is the homie Trevor. I brought Trevor for entertainment because so Randy went on some other podcast. Did we not mention them here? Are they banned from mentioning them?
Ye who shall not be named.
We're all friends.
We all love them.
See, so you sent Randy over to their podcast and he got totally annihilated drunk. So I brought Trevor with me to show you how quickly one can of Michelob Ultra and one shot of Jameson's will get him Randy drunk. So cheers to you, gentlemen. I hope we're allowed to drink on your show, by the way.
Absolutely. Margaritas all around. Shots of Jameson, Bud Light. Randy doesn't drink.
Yep.
Tanks is doing pills. I don't know what's going on.
Viagra doesn't count.
No, it doesn't. So we're here to have a whole bunch of fun. But yes, Walter.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us on the show, dude. We really appreciate your invite, dude. Especially after all the shit I talked. I get drunk and talk shit, dude. That's my thing.
Yep.
I don't apologize for it, but then I feel bad if somebody takes it the wrong way.
No,
and you're a trooper, bro.
All,
you take a lot of shit talking and you just shrug it right off your shoulder, dude.
I have the greatest sense of humor, the best, the biggest, the brightest, the best. All right. Everybody else's sense of humor pales in comparison to my sense of humor. Also, your opening lines on that other show just popped me. I'm driving in my car and I just started laughing. So I was like, this dude gets it. He gets it immediately, and I got to talk to him. So here we are. Trevor, chime in, but I don't know if you work Renn Faire or not, but Walter does. I've got a million questions about Renn Faire and internet radio.
I don't.
I hope you're ready.
I'm only a Renn Faire. Not really. I've never worked.
You know
there.
nothing about the Renn Faire, dude.
I know nothing.
Sit there and look pretty for me, bro.
That's what I'm here
with
to
your
do.
Fucking handsome ass self.
I've got my crazy cactus in. I look good for Walter tonight. That's what I'm here for. I'm eye candy.
But yeah, I have lots of experience with the Renaissance Fair, and I'd be happy to answer all your questions.
All right, Randy, you know what a Renaissance Fair is?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, there was a guy who said, ha, 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 ha.
And that's
nailed it.
Turkey legs.
That's exactly what it is.
And there was,
hey, let's start with turkey legs. Did you guys know? I'm going to fuck you up right now.
Dude,
I'm going to ruin everybody.
Oh.
Yes.
Turkey legs at the Renaissance Fair, at most Renaissance festivals, I can't talk for them all, are a fabricated bone with compressed ham wrapped around it.
I fucking hate you.
I swear to God. Smoked ham.
I hate you
on a bone much. When you eat it like this,
I hate you.
Tastes just like a turkey leg.
We'll have to clip that and put that free.
That's like a cruel God joke. You just ruined my experience at the Renn Faire. Like, turkey legs are everything that I looked forward to. Well, that and, giant fucking flagons of fucking beer.
Giant flagons? Don't make me mute you already, dude. See? One Michelob Ultra and a shot of Jameson's. I gotta mute him already.
This is why we can't go in public, because I look great,
let's get into
as soon as I open my mouth.
How does one get into... Show. Thanks. How does one get into Renn Faire, and how long you been doing it?
I don't currently do it any longer.
Okay.
At some point, I had to grow up and be an adult. Either figure out a show that made money that I could travel with the fair and do my thing constantly, because there's a lot of downtime in the winter that you don't work. But for me, honestly, it was a buddy of mine. He always built the Renn Faire, and then he worked at the tomato booth there. And I was 17. I worked at a full-service gas station, and I fucking hated it. And the minute I turned 18, he's like, dude, come build the Renn Faire with me. And I was like, all right. So I did that until I turned 21. And by build it, most Renn Fairs are a permanent site. But in California, SoCal and Northern California, they were temporary sites. So you had to build it and then tear it down, much like a carnival.
Oh, God.
When the fair was over. So I would do the build crew. But when I turned 21 and I was allowed to drink and I didn't need a chaperone and all this shit, because they try not to do the underage drinking thing, even if it's after hours or anything like that. So you got to have a chaperone. So when I turned 21, I actually started working the Renaissance Festival, and I just started out as a hawker. Hey, this way to throw tomatoes, blah, blah, blah. My lord, come this way, defend my lady's honor. But it was really up to the tomato guy. I work at a booth called Vegetable Justice. There's other names, but pretty much there's a guy in the stocks, or in the pillory, as they're called back in the day. And they were put there as punishment, and you got to throw rotten vegetables at them. Well, we turned it into a game where you talk shit and people pay money to buy tomatoes and throw them at you. So Yeah, it started when I was young, and I did it for a lot of years. I've done it in states like upstate New York. I've done it in Kansas, California, Las Vegas, here in Arizona. I've done it at quite a few different locations. So
that sounds like
he's
a blast.
Actually on YouTube.
So the Renaissance Fair, is it based on a certain? I know it's based on a certain time period, but is there like? Does it vary through 1400s to 1800s, or is it just like stuck in 1552? Or is there like other guidelines surrounding that?
It depends on the festival. They're not. It's not like a corporation. They're all owned by different owners. Some different locations are owned by one person, but for the most part, it's kind of open thing. Like where I first started in Southern California, it was. They actually did like a yearly timeline. So last year was, 1542. This year it's 1543 of our Lord and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's badass. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a hierarchy there. There's like the actors, the real actors that actually play the king, the queen, the jester, and they have different roles. Then there's vendors who sell handmade wares and what have you. And then there's us assholes in the dredges of the bottom, the gamers. And we're considered kind of the carnies. That's a blasphemous term among Rennies. Being called a carny, you'll get your ass kicked for that. But we're the dredges, dude. We're the guys that are like, no, give me your fucking money now. You're gonna play my fucking game.
No, I like it. So we have a fondness for carnies here on the Rich Dickman Show because my first co-host, Huell Hauser, grew up in the carnival.
Huell.
Yeah.
Huell S. Hauser, cheers. Esquire.
Cheers to Huell.
Cheers
to the Hauser.
To the Hauser, yeah. Now, so you touched on it. You got the hierarchy there. So the guys who play like the knights and shit, are they real assholes?
They can be.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been to some fairs where it's just like, you're beneath me, you little gamer guy. And then I've been to other fairs where they're like, oh, come join us for karaoke after the fair is over. And like in New York, the lady that played the queen, her and I became good friends during the show. And she actually came by and gave me a flower during my, while I was just covered in rotten tomatoes, dude, just gave me a rose. And that meant the world to me because where I started doing the Renaissance Fair, the queen never even fucking looked at us. Like we were just scum. But in upstate New York, she was just, one of the sweetest women I've ever fucking met. So.
Wow. So they really do take
depends.
This seriously, huh?
Some of them do, yes. I mean, these are real theatrical actors. I mean, they're theater actors, so. Yeah.
Right. The costumes, so do they make their own costumes? Obviously, they're probably, or have like seamstress, or how's that work? And how much money are they putting into really? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Costumes are stupid expensive, dude, because, yeah, most of them are handmade. You can make your own, depending on the location. I'm just going to say that as a broad aspect, depending on the location. So, like in California, there was somebody that they called the costume Nazi because she would just come up and be like, they didn't have cigars in 1540. I'm like, the fuck they didn't. She would just come by and Nazi the fuck out of us about different costume violations and what have you. But for the most part, there's plenty of costume vendors that make their own hand-seamed costumes. Like I've paid upwards of $140 for a pair of bloomers.
Wow.
The hats, like any leather work, the pouches and shit, those are expensive. But they're all hand quality. I still have my costume. I can go to any Renaissance Fair right now and get a job if I ended up on the streets. I wouldn't be on the streets of Phoenix in summer. I'd be at a Renaissance festival somewhere making money if I ended up homeless today. So
nice. You ever have?
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, no, it did. The whole thing, like cosplay. When I first started going to conventions, when I first started podcasting many years ago, the whole cosplay thing fascinated me. So the time and effort to go into a costume for one day or whatever it was just
it's so cool, dude.
Yeah,
it's almost like Halloween, not on Halloween. You know, like it's like you get to be somebody else for a day and enjoy some, another persona.
Right.
It is very alter ego-ish.
Well, that's what podcasting is, right? But so,
yes.
Hey, are you a kilt man? Did I see a kilt on earlier?
No, sir.
I don't think he's talking to you still. Calm down, Trevor. Podcast right. We're teaching Trevor. See, Trevor here has been with me in some live radio shows where I'm like, fucking get on the mic, dude. But just give it a second.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
I'm trying to behave. Just know that. I'm really trying to behave.
How you're coaching him. Oh,
I am. Yeah. I'm bringing Trevor up, dude.
Yep.
Trevor's my right-hand man. He's my hacker.
Trevor.
He's teaching me how to use Discord.
Nice.
You should get a Trevor.
Yeah, I want a Trevor, Randy.
But
hey, my corporate office.
May I interject?
So
yes, you may. Go, Trevor.
I would just like to say that although a Trevor is great, like a Randy is rather respectable. Like when I'm kind of envious of Randy. Like he's got the skills to pay the bills. You got to admit that Randy's great.
Oh, I love Randy's lovely. Yeah. Randy needs to get his ass out here.
Trevor is great.
Trevor is great.
Respectable.
Randy is totally fucking awesome, though. Like, you can't discount a Randy.
You know what? I forgot to do business, Randy. So I got a million more Renn Faire questions. Yeah, and I got to get this one out of the way. RichDickman.com for all your Rich Dickman needs, Randy. All right, get in there. I just realized like the header logo was missing. I don't know what the hell happened, and now I can't fix it. So, goddamn. You lose your ray of sunshine, then everything just falls to hell. It's awful.
Bro, you're being
awful.
a fucking professional. Yeah. You're being fucking professional. Just plug that in the middle of anybody's sentence like, oh, excuse me, Trevor, RichDickman.com. All right, continue.
You know, I have to be professional because I was shamed for not having an actual website, but a WordPress site many moons ago.
Hey, that's how you learn. You weren't shamed. You're being taught.
That's how you end up with something
okay,
crazy.
We got fake news. The game coming up.
Are we already
Trevor's mic
news?
looks better. Not yet. I'm building what we're doing tonight. I got HDNB with Dick of the Week, Randy, and we've got some thinking with your Dickman. Snap. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We got a whole bunch of extra minds here to contribute and get things done. Now, Walter, you may not know but you may not know this about me. But long ago, I wanted to be on the radio too. I went to 3.5 weeks at Connecticut School of Broadcasting before I ran out of money and had to stop going. So when I heard you had an internet radio show, I was like, okay, let's get down to business. So how does one end up on the internet radio or a radio show? Is it just like podcasting, just start
professionally.
Okay.
If we're speaking professionally right now, you have an open offer to come be on my radio station. It's not mine, but I am in management. And dude, if you want to come do radio with us.
No shit.
But honestly, I kind of fell into it. The same guy that got me into the Renaissance Festival, he moved to Tennessee. I lived in California at the time, and he started doing internet radio. And much like Discord, they have a chat room, and it was great because you remember in the early 2000s when we had forums, and there was no live chatting, there was no video chat. All we had was forums,
right?
Like, he and I used to hang out on forums and shit, and that's kind of how we communicated. But then he started doing this live internet radio shit, and had a legit chat room. I could listen to him play music, talk live on air, and chat with them in the chat room. And it was the coolest fucking thing ever. And he did it for a few years, and then he moved out here to Arizona, moved in with me. He was a roommate for a while. And he got me hooked up with thatmetalstation.com where I work. And I started off doing album reviews, written album reviews. So I was more doing editing and shit like that and writing. And I'm not the best at writing. I hate doing it. And they finally got me into DJing, and that was about 5 years ago. So internet radio, finding good content and good hosts to provide it is really hard. Most times you find somebody who's charismatic, and then you train them how to use the software and how to be a fucking internet radio personality.
Well, that makes sense.
As far as doing it yourself, it's expensive because I always see podcasting and radio as like family, but like distant cousins, because you guys can say and do whatever you fucking want. And if you say something stupid, you can edit it out before, during post and send it out without dropping the F word or the N word or, saying something stupid.
Always dropping the N word.
Just for the record, F word is not a F word is not a 4-letter F word, but a 6-letter word for
Shut
a
up,
Karen.
fucker.
I was just singing rap songs.
Oh, good. Okay. Good one. Fucker is 6 letters. I was thinking of Karen.
I know. That's why I said it. Calm down. Do another shot. Pour shots.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, but the biggest thing is licensing. If you want to do music or DMCA fucking, music, you got to pay licensing, ASCAP, BMI, Sound Exchange. So that's where it gets expensive. There's a lot that goes into doing podcasts, especially if you want to have your own URL and website.
Yeah. It's like $10 for that shit. So yeah, you got to get in there.
Annually.
Yeah, spend the money.
Didn't the NFC or NFHC boys like gonna charge you like $200 and something to get yours?
Yeah, what did they charge you for your URL?
I never bought it from them. Because they took richdickmanshow.com.
You let that expire.
So I just went to richdickman.com.
Nice.
I wasn't giving a shit.
You went around.
Clever.
You went over their head.
Yep. Clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
Like, you know what? These fuckers are not getting a single dime from me. That's why I've never joined their Patreon.
Cheers.
I think that bullshit. But
cheers.
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 Get it.
That's how Rem becomes. That's how Rem becomes short for something crazy like Remington.
Yes, that's what my mother named me. Then I said that name sucks. We're gonna go with Rem. So if I would take you up in your offer and I did a radio show at thatmetalstation.com, right? Licensing, all that stuff, that all taken care of. I can play anything I wanted. Oh shit. So what if I wanted to do something like where I had like, hey, Randy came on and joined me for an episode and we talked, we went through an album of an artist and we talked about certain songs, whatever it is. Is that something?
Well, kind of, but
yeah.
Again, now you're dealing with different shit than you have to deal with on a podcast. So like if you can't play an entire album, it's favoritism, and the DMCA, the Digital Millennial Copyright Act, as it is, not a lot of people know what that means. You're only allowed to play 3 songs from one band within a 3-hour period. And one of those songs has to be from a different album. So essentially what's happening is Metallica, with all the money that they have, they can go out, start the Metallica radio station and just play 24/7 Metallica, entire albums. Hey, this hour we're going to do a mix of Metallica songs. And then they would be making royalties off every song that they play and eventually start making more money than they spent. So DMCA has made it so that you cannot do that for any particular band. So yeah, there's a lot of different rules. There's some policies. There's some weird ones. Like I can't announce on Facebook, like, hey, tune in at 12:10 today to listen to the brand new Metallica song, because that's making people tune in. It's projecting what you're going to play. There's some weird rules, but at the end of the day, I think that radio is cool because I get to play whatever music I want, whereas podcasting, you got to be very careful about what you play copyrighted, Yeah,
because YouTube will come after you.
It's very interesting. Yeah. We have a lot of podcasters that do a radio show. A lot of people we've picked up that are just like you that do podcasting, but they want to do a radio show because they want to play 2 hours worth of music and talk for an hour in between, like they're going to do a 3-hour show and do 2 hours worth of music and an hour worth of talking in between. And so it's very plus they get to plug their podcast while they're talking on the radio. You're looking at new listeners and things like that. It's a very interesting. We're bastard cousins, Rem. I'm telling you.
No, this is great. I mean, this sounds all amazing. Go ahead, Randy.
How close is internet radio to Twitch DJing?
Wait, as in like DJing parties? I don't understand your question.
Twitch, like playing music on Twitch.
Oh,
like a DJ on Twitch.
Randy, you know that Twitch is a gaming service, right? Like Discord.
No, you're incorrect, sir. Because a lot of radio people do Twitch servers. Yeah, again, just pour us shots, dude.
I did, but we already did them. Do you not hear the slurriness in my voice?
This. See how I did that? I just mute him. It's great. You know how that is, right, Randy? You know how it is to be muted.
Been there, but don't really remember it.
You're back, Trevor.
We might know somebody who just decided that internet DJing was their new hobby, and so now they're on Twitch and just playing like dance music, and they've got the lights and shit all set up behind them. And it's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible to watch.
You know what? That's totally cool though, because I mean, but on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, they assault rifle that shit and they take it down. And at the end of the day, something that I love about being at thatmetalstation.com is they pay for all the licensing that we need. So I know that if I'm playing music that I've gone out and bought, like I don't pirate any of the music that I play on my show. I go to Bandcamp, I go to the bands, I get it from the labels. I have a lot of PR companies that send me music. If I'm playing your music, you're getting paid royalties. Now, how much you get for it, I don't know. I don't control that. But I feel good that if I play your song, there's royalties depending on how many listeners we have and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm getting into the politics of all that shit, but it's cool.
Rich Dickman Radio sounds awesome to me, Randy. I don't know about you, but that sounds... Walter, I'd love to talk to you about this sometime in the future offline.
Yeah, I figured you would. I set this up.
Yeah, no, this is
Rich,
it'd be fantastic.
Rich Dickman in the morning.
Rich Dickman, that'd be Renn Dickman in the morning, sponsored by Rich Dickman.
There you go.
Yeah,
there
different people. Yeah, remember that. All
well,
right.
And that's a new contract that Rem has to sign with Rich. So, you know?
Yeah.
And yes, I do listen to your podcast, motherfucker.
I apologize because I know the lore, but
we had a lot of, we're still trying to, reestablish roles and responsibilities here with, the departure 6 weeks ago of that guy.
My condolences.
It's been that long?
Oh, I muted you, Trevor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's thank you. Thank you. It's just everything's just different.
I'm high-fiving Trevor because you said thank you that I muted him.
How long have you been doing the internet radio station?
5 years. This is my 5-year anniversary on.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, this month. So yeah.
Is it every day, Monday to Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Sunday? No.
I've done multiple or concurrent days throughout the week in the past, but I work a day-to-day job, and I have a girlfriend that lives with me, and so to do it daily, I would have to get paid to do it, to commit to that. But no, I do a 3-hour show every Friday. It goes live 1 p.m. Eastern. And it's live radio. Like, there's no archive of it because, again, licensing rules. You can't put out your archived shit and put it out on, like, a streaming service. There's no replay. I can do that with my interviews or any spoken original content, but no music.
Gotcha.
So, I do it. I do it once a week, 3 hours a week, and then I put in a lot of time behind the scenes making bumpers and, stingers, just different audio shit. So
wow. That sounds amazing, and it's a lot of fun. All exciting, yeah, I bet. That's why I loved when I was doing radio. They would sit us in the booth to go practice. They take your music in with you. It was a dummy. It all worked, but it didn't broadcast anywhere. And you just sit there for 2 hours. You'd get studio time just to practice segues. Your intros and all that stuff. And that was always fun. It was always fun to be hitting buttons and doing things. Obviously, you're not as involved. It's you got an internet player, right? And you're playing off your songs off your computer and broadcasting them.
I use my hard drive, and I have it's an internet broadcasting software called Sam Broadcaster. Really good internet radio software, and it looks just like anything that you would see at like an FM station, but all on your screen. Wow. I do have extra equipment. I have a soundboard that I use, so that way I can take live calls and do live interviews or pre-record or, do whatever I need to do on my end. But it's a really simple software to use, and it's a lot of fun, dude.
That's awesome. Randy, I think that'll be a thing. That'd be, you're going to have to quit one of your 7 jobs, Randy, to be a part of this.
You guys should totally come over and do a radio show. Guest host with me sometime. Maybe we'll do like when you guys can get together on a time and a day that you're both off work. I can take over the radio station if nobody else is on, and maybe we could all 3 do a radio show. You can pick some music and maybe just give it a run. But it would be fun to have you over at the station because it's great. As podcasters, you have your podcast, and that's spoken content. You guys are more like a talk show as a podcast. But as radio DJs, you could play music that you enjoy or maybe even talk about on your podcast and then plug your podcast while you're at it. It would be a lot of fun.
Love it. My schedule just got a lot more flexible recently. So as long, if we want to set something up, we'll talk. That's Friday at 1 Eastern. I can totally manage that. Not tomorrow because I can't tomorrow, but I can totally do that in the future.
Don't even worry about it, dude. No, we'll talk. You'll be on the show soon enough.
All right.
No rush, dude.
No
rush.
But we do have to rush to get into some fake news of the game because I see Tanks up there freaking jittering after all those pills he just did. Yeah.
I'm unmuting Trevor because I know he wants to be a part of this. I just had to fucking put him in check. So
all right. I got to play the bumper
Welcome
too.
back, Trevor.
But unfortunately, somebody didn't pay the proper license for this.
Step up to the wheel and have a spin at the latest craze.
How does that get past editing,
the internet by storm. We're one-upping phoning a friend, buying vowels, and getting voted off the island. That's right, it's Fake News the Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Heart of Tanks, Heart of Games.
Welcome to Fake News the Game, the only game show that's going to lose more sleep than depression. Welcome to the game, guys. We have two perma contestants ready. We have Randy and Rem. And on top of that, we'll have a special guest ready to compete for a spot at the championship. We have the host of Walter's Wall of Woe that you can hear at thatmetalstation.com. Everybody give up to Walter.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Nice job. You got it all correct. I fucking love you, Hart.
Yeah, I love myself too.
Good.
Anywho, there's a recap of the last time you played this. Randy destroyed the competition with great tenacity, and on top of that, he got the first pick at the Just for Fun tiebreaker. Now, will this be the start of a dominating win streak, or will Rem or our guest will finally get a win under their belts? We will find out. Now, how this game will be played is very simple. This game will be played in 5 rounds and 1 tiebreaker if that happens. Each round has a category because reasons. Each category has 2 headlines of 2 stories. One story is real. One is a story I completely pulled out of my ass. It will be up to you, the contestant, and the viewer to choose the real story. Not the fake story, the real story. It's up to you to find out which story is real and which story is fake news. Any question, gentlemen?
Oh my god, I'm like a proud father.
So
I'm ready
we
to go.
gotta find the one that came out of your ass. Did I get that correct?
Just for 100% clarification, it's real story here. Real story.
Real story, not the one that came out of your ass.
Yes.
I mean, ultimately, we'll get to the answer. If you say something's fake, we know you're choosing the real. All right. Yeah. All right.
Unlike last time, Ram.
Yeah.
You didn't hear last week. I actually said like that one story was real, and Rem was like, "No, I'll just pick the fake story instead."
God damn it, Tank! Start the game.
I just need every just opportunity to make fun of Rem. It's great. Round
this is my show. You don't make fun of me on my show. You do it on other shows.
Yeah,
then it gets my name.
I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to do that yet. Wait for me to get drunk, and then I'll talk shit about Rem. Continue with your show.
Anyhow, round 1, we have
fake story.
One way to go about it.
Do I win? What do I win?
About it?
All right. We'll see.
Well, you broke them. You win.
Got the nerves out. Yeah. You would. 10 points. Round 1, the classic Florida man or Florida woman. Story number 1. Man escapes on lawnmower from intoxicated machete-wielding man. Or secret couples fight club found in the Everglades.
We're picking the real story, right?
Yes, picking the real
Fight
story.
Club. Fight Club's real.
Yeah, I'm going Fight Club with Rem.
I'm going lawnmower guy is real. Because you have too many Fight Club stories.
I'm here to back up Walter. Whatever he says,
I'm gonna mute you again, dude. That sounds gay.
Nah.
Not that I have anything wrong with the gay community.
Okay, so everybody says Fight Club is real except Randy. Randy thinks the lawnmower is real. What's real?
Well, gentlemen, the secret couples fight club found in the Everglades is fake. The real one is man escapes on lawnmower from intoxicated machete-wielding man. Randy, man. Randy's got this.
All right,
going out to a lead.
This could be a 2-time back-to-back win for Randy here. So, yeah, just I don't need to read the story. It's just the headline is more than enough.
I think I got it.
Round number 2. Let's go with School officials are trained. Story number 1. Kentucky teacher destroys game club's TVs for playing quote and unquote satanic games. Or story number 2. Supreme Court says a school can't punish a cheerleader for swearing on Snapchat.
Oh, I know this one because I just saw the news story.
Which is the
same.
Well, then you
story
wait.
number
You
2
wait.
is the real one.
Oh wait.
No,
Oh, wait.
God damn it. I'm going to go with story 2 then. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Story 2 is real.
God damn it. Somebody got to bet against it, right? I'm sorry. I'm fucked up.
I'll meet you again, dude. Don't start with me.
I'm trying not to speak unless I'm spoken to.
Good. Now you're getting it.
Right?
Okay, so he's going to go with the other one, the not true one.
Yep.
Alrighty,
Okay.
everybody pick their story. The real story is Supreme Court says a school can't punish a cheerleader for swearing on Snapchat.
Yeah.
It's
damn.
funny.
Is that
It's
the
fun.
world we live in at this point?
It is.
Like, there was a
yeah.
parent-teacher conference about this.
Bro, when I went to military school, apparently you can't say anything bad about people that worked in military school. If not, you get written up. But we're all saying that's a First Amendment violation, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
Right.
military school though.
Like, it's. Oh, dude, we still talk shit, dude. They
yeah, of
suck.
course you do.
Moving on.
All right.
Like next story.
Round 3. Fight.
Yes. Misogynistic politicians, aka regular politicians. Story number 1. In leaked interview, Trump said, "Women are easy wins." Or story number 2. Pakistan's Imran Khan slammed for blaming women for sexual violence. Which is their real story, gentlemen?
I'm going Trump on this, dude.
I
That sounds
agree.
fucking like
Trump.
something Trump would say.
It sounds like
It's the
something
voice,
totally
right?
True. Dude, it was the voice. You sold me.
See, all the
Ram.
Trump stuff has already come out. All right. We would have heard that one already. So the real story is the Pakistani guy saying women are the victim blaming the women. That's the real one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Pakistani.
Holy cow. So we're split. The real story is the Pakistani Prime Minister saying that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I
I-
get for talking shit about Rem on that other podcast that we're not allowed to mention, apparently.
Good game, boys.
Fuck
Hats
those
off
guys,
to
by
you.
the way.
There's still 2 rounds. You can clutch it.
No, I'm ready to win this, dude. We're going in quick.
Alrighty. Let's go with round number 4. Dinosaurs go. Story number 1. South Carolina teen finds Triceratops bones in backyard. Or story number 2. UK's youngest dinosaur footprints found.
I'm going to go with the UK on this one. Walter speaking.
Yeah, the UK's soil and territory is a lot older than America's, and so I agree with Walter on this.
Yeah,
I
I don't know if
that's
they're
true,
finding.
but-
I don't know if they're finding Triceratops bones in South Carolina. So I'm going to go with the UK.
Yeah.
Ready?
You know,
gotta pick.
I'm
South
going to go with
Carolina?
Triceratops. I'm going to go with South Carolina.
That's where they barbecue the Triceratops.
That's where they barbecued Elvis.
Hell yeah, they got some fucking Triceratops bones on the grill, brother. Especially that story's fake.
Grits.
The real story is that there are footprints of dinosaurs found in the UK.
Boom.
Dude,
Randy,
this
I
shit-
tied you, bitch.
This shit is so fucking cool, dude. They found like 3 like different types of dinosaurs that I can't read without sounding like a Neanderthal.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Dude, just finding like more evidence of dinosaurs, dude. That's hella cool, dude.
I'm fucking A with you, dude. That's badass.
Dinosaurs are fucking cool, dude. I mean, they have made magic cards of dinosaurs, dude. We need.
It
I want
also
real dinosaurs.
denounces religion.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I
I got in death mouth for a second.
How about that asteroid, though? They didn't survive, but a little marmot did, and that marmot became us. So fuck those dinosaurs. That's what I say.
Okay. So, is anyone keeping score? Or should I have been keeping score the entire time?
I have 2. I believe I have 2.
Yeah, I've been keeping score.
This is your game, dude. I thought you were keeping score. Rem,
You had one
do you
job,
let-
Tanks.
Actually,
Rem,
Everyone's-
do you let
everyone's tied
people
to
on
two,
your
I
show
think.
that just don't keep score of their own game? I mean, this
Yeah,
is Sigmund. I thought he.
And I don't trust anybody to keep
I'll be
score, so I've been
fair,
keeping score. It's 3 Rem,
That's a
3
good-
Randy, 2 Walter, 1 Trevor. Boom.
That's a good policy.
Because Rim has to do everything for this podcast all by himself.
You're
He
right,
doesn't
Randy.
get any help at all.
Dude,
No
no,
help
that's
from
not
anyone.
true. That's not true, Randy. You're the stoner voice of the podcast. You got this handled, brother.
So this is potentially the last. This could be potentially the game winning for Rem or Randy, and Rem can win this, and he can finally get a W under his belt. If not, holy shit, 4 games lost. That would suck. But we need to move on to the final round. Only in LA news.
Trevor looks like
Up on
he's
that ray of
agreeing to some hot
sunshine.
chick. Like, are you guys looking at some hot bitch? And he's like, yeah, babe,
No,
she
dude,
is fucking fine.
I'm fucked up. I'm
Whoa,
fucked up,
whoa,
and I do
whoa.
not.
No,
I'm
okay.
fucked up, and I do not want to finish that cigarette.
He was just giving me a cigarette. I was getting ready to light another. Go.
There's
All
no
right.
way I'm letting anyone know that I'm on this show. And anywho, last question, last story of the week. Only in LA news. Story number 1: dozens of bare naked athletes run a 100-meter dash at Santa Monica Beach. Or story number 2: herd of cows stampede through Los Angeles after breaking free from slaughterhouse.
I'm going with story number 1 because I grew up in California, and yeah, that seems legit. That's easy.
I agree. That's an easy win. Number 1.
I hope we're
All
wrong
right.
after saying it's easy.
No.
Randy,
No, dude.
as a returning
I'm
champion,
gonna go with
Randy, you get
number
to go.
1.
As a real one?
I'm gonna go with number 1. Yep.
God, I feel like I heard a story about cows rampaging after getting out of a slaughterhouse.
No, that's peacocks. Peacocks are right now. LA has a real peacock problem. I heard that they're everywhere.
I have a real dilemma here, Randy. If I go with you guys, we're going to tie and go to a tiebreaker. Okay, either way. But if I don't, I could pull out a win. Oh man, I don't know. Shit. This, Tanks, you put me in this position. I'm having trouble. Oh, fuck.
You put yourself in this position, bro.
No, I didn't. No, I
You
didn't.
miss
You did.
100% of the shots that you never take. Wayne
Yeah,
Gretzky
fuck it. Let's
and
just go.
Michael
I'm going
Scott.
with the slaughterhouse being real. Slaughterhouse
There you
escape
go,
being
bro.
real. Yeah.
There you go,
So,
Ram.
so Randy, imagine if you will, just a bunch of just naked people running through Santa Monica Beach, and also imagine that story being fake. That's the real story is a herd of cows that ran through Los Angeles after breaking free from the slaughterhouse.
Oh, congratulations, Rem.
So
Fuck you,
after
Randy.
4 attempts, Rem has won fake news the game. Rem, congratulations,
Thank you.
my man.
Hell
Congratulations.
yeah. I'm going to make it to the championship.
In our
Clutch.
defense, I just want to say that the other story is also true in that one because lots of people run naked on fucking that
I live-
strip of beach
Yep,
in California,
yep,
and
Yeah.
Yup.
some of them get arrested, some
Yep.
don't. You know,
I literally made that story up because it sounds like something that could happen in LA.
Thanks.
absolutely.
That's literally the most excited
They
I've
are
been
getting
in
overrun with
years.
peacocks too. I just didn't think they would have 2 problems with animals, peacocks and cows at the same time.
Yes, T-Rex.
Oh, do you have a question?
No, I did the
He
code.
raises his hand and points at his
No.
penis a lot. You just gotta let
No,
him
I
do it.
don't. No, I don't.
You know,
was-
can I gotta tell you,
No.
Walter, I have a friend in real life. His name is Trevor, and no shit, they look very similar. Like
Do they
I'm
really?
staring. Yeah, I've been staring at him all
That's
night.
racist.
And I'm like, what does he look like? Oh fuck, he looks like the Trevor I know. Holy shit.
Dude, when Trevor's not drunk, he looks like the white half of Cess crew
So
from Strange Music rap.
permission
Oh.
first. First, I have 2 parts. For permission to speak.
All right, Trevor, go. You're not interrupting anybody right now.
Okay, cool. Because I was told in the pre-show during the stream that if you need to pee, all you need to do is raise your hand.
He's
Yeah.
over here been raising his hand the entire time.
Yeah,
For
go
like
ahead,
3
buddy.
minutes.
Yeah. Go
Thank
pee.
you.
You broke the
Here,
seal.
I'll
Second off, I just wanted to note that I followed the code.
A round of applause for my friend Trevor.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Tanks. What a great game this week. The best one you've done so far.
Oh, I agree. As I was writing I wrote first off. I wrote a script so it won't sound like a jumbling mess at the start. And
No, I'm talking 'cause I won.
But nah, that's about me now. But I feel like I did a good job by writing the stories.
About you. This is the Rich Dickman show.
Hey,
Dude, you did a fantastic
it's
job.
It's all about personal achievements, asshole.
No,
Right?
thanks. You did great.
But anyway,
He's not wrong.
Anyway, congratulations, Ram, because like I said before, at the first round, I thought Randy was gonna steamroll again, but Ram clutched it out.
My balls are this big.
So well done, Ram.
Thank you. Thanks.
As an update, at the end of the year, there's going to be a championship, right? And whoever gets the most wins is going to get the one and only spot from this show on into the championship. And now the score is tied 1 win apiece.
What do you mean from this show? You're inviting other shows? Are you whoring yourself out to other shows? Because I own this game, not you.
Are you committing adultery?
I mean, it's going to be let's be honest, there's going to be people that want to show up. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I know.
I'll show up to this. If you have a championship, I'll come back. If I'm invited, of course. I'm not inviting myself back to your show.
Oh, Walter, we're going to become partners professionally, I think. So you're invited to everything from here on out.
Well, I mean, the show's not over. Give it a second, Rem.
Oh, okay.
Right? Hold my beer.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably being set up tonight.
No.
For one, we all know like Matt is 100% down to come back on the show and compete for the championship belt.
Dude, I'll fight Matt for that belt.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Saying. You guys can fight in real life, too.
We could buy an AEW replica belt that's only $700.
Dude, if he wins it, then I'll fight him here in Phoenix for
I'll just buy one
for the belt.
Dude, I'm going to buy one at Walmart for $15. What are you talking about?
All right.
There's no way I'm spending $700 on a fucking belt.
I'm throwing you out of here, Tanks. We got some show to do. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you again in a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is. And I definitely want to have you back when we have Hot Drummer News Babe on the show for real fake news.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
Bye-bye.
For that, Randy. Look at that. I kicked your ass. I went for it, baby.
It hurts.
I hope so.
I don't know how I'm going to continue, Rem. I got Kel's soda to soothe my soul.
I'm happy I was here to experience the ass whooping of Randy by the Ram.
Yeah.
I needed to be humbled. I was getting a little cocky. I went to work late the last 2 days.
You trimmed your beard. You look all sexy. You're flexing on Rem. This is his show, dude. I mean, you're lucky to be here, and I'm glad Rem beat you tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Walter. Thank you. So I heard you guys talking in the pre-show about cooking. Right. And I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it's, Trevor, if he even remembers this, he said something that is near and dear to my heart. Basically what he said is you got to know how to make your food taste the way you want it to taste. Right. So anyways.
That's true.
Yeah. I got the most.
I muted you.
I got the most amazing Father's Day gift. Thank you. I got the most amazing Father's Day gift this past Sunday. I got a flat top outdoor griddle. All right. You ever seen one of these things?
Nice.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And so
is it propane?
Yes. And I spent all the Sunday just seasoning it, right? Just putting oil down, burning it off.
You got it. Good game, sir. I am very proud of you, Rem. That's nice.
Yeah. And so I've been cooking on it, except when it rained, I couldn't cook. But I'm having so much fun. Like you could put everything on the same fucking griddle. You could cook it all at the same time in the same place. And I feel like the teppanyaki chef when going out to the hibachi restaurant and the guys like, ding, 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 ding. That's me. Like, it's fucking awesome. I just wanted to say to everybody, men especially, if you enjoy cooking, right? If that's something that you enjoy doing either professionally or recreationally, get yourself a goddamn flat top griddle. That's fucking awesome. Why were you guys talking about cooking? Are you guys experienced in the culinary arts?
I like to play. Yeah. Okay, I'm not in the band, but I like to fuck around. I actually heard one of your previous episodes where you were talking about heirloom tomatoes, like you were an heirloom tomato god. And I agree with you on that because heirloom tomatoes, they look ugly as fuck, like you said. Oh. They look like they're not ripe, but they're the most delicious fucking shit you've ever tasted. And
oh my God.
You know what got me into cooking, dude? Was one year I had no idea what to do with my girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And I went ahead and looked some recipes up online and I made her filet mignon and scallops and a nice salad, a spring mix salad. And it came out amazing. At the time, she was weary of seafood and she loved the scallops. And so that started me off like cooking. And now I make fresh bread. I make great French bread. I make great Italian bread. I love fucking cooking. As a matter of fact, on my radio show, if you're in the chat room on my radio show, one of the other DJs, Sarah, her and I just sit there and talk about food all day in the chat room. That's disgusting. Because I do like a slam brutal ass, like fuck your mother in the type of radio show. And we're in the chat room just talking about like bread recipes, and it's so fucking funny. But no, I so love to cook. Fresh ingredients. I heard you talking about you want to start a farm and just like eat off the land type of thing.
That's right.
Yes, because that's the best way to do it. So fresh. You just pick what you want. You don't have to go to your refrigerator. You don't have to worry about it going to waste because it's still growing.
Right. It's not going to rot on your windowsill because you forgot about it for 3 days. Everybody needs to take time and learn how to cook something, right? Because that's the greatest form of art, the one that you can eat. But you mentioned seafood. Here's another thing I wanted to bring up, and Randy, you might be interested. I told you about this, but I've recently. I grew up with my father's a Sicilian man, right? And seafood has been part of my life forever. And but I've never really been into oysters until I got older. That's more of an acquired thing for most people.
Yeah, and
I just got into oysters like a couple years ago, but I'm like really into them now. I took my father to an oyster bar for Father's Day at happy hour when oysters were $1 each, and we did about we did 60 fucking oysters. We did
just bring them all in.
Yeah, the problem with eating oysters is that I don't know, if any of you know this, but oysters can get you, they get you going, right? Get you going for bedtime fun.
Aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you eat 30-something oysters, but when you come home,
you don't need no Viagra.
Yeah. The unfortunate part is that the other party wasn't ready to go either. So it all went to waste. But hopefully we can fix that in the future. Anyways, oysters, delicious. Tell you about the oysters.
Now, were they the blueback oysters or were they the sunset shrimp oysters? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know oysters that well.
my favorite oyster was the Ichabod, but when you go for the happy hour and they do $1 oyster, they only give you the one choice, and they were good. I can't remember what they were called. They all have too many names, right? Do we need 15 different fucking names for oysters?
Right. Yeah. I don't understand it either, but my girlfriend
this is a
hates
petite
them.
oyster. This is a large oyster. This is a meaty oyster. This is not that's it. And I don't think your girlfriend hates them. I don't think I've ever met a woman who likes oysters. I've seen them eat clams, but not oysters. Yeah.
Well, it might be a little reminiscent of something else. And you know what? Fuck you. You brought me into an oyster bar. If anybody catches my pun, whatever. Moving on.
I get you, buddy. I get you. All right.
Thank you, Renn. You're all right. I don't care what Dylan says about you. You're fucking all right, Renn.
Oh, thanks, man. Hey, here's the secret to tonight's episode is that I had asked if Dylan wanted to come on, right? Well, first of all, I asked Matt. I said, hey, Matt, if I ask Dylan to come on, is it a waste of time? Like, is he just going to ignore me? Or, I think it would be funny if he was to come on. And Matt said, yeah, go ahead, ask him.
And he
Matt
said yes.
Well, no, and Matt said, I can ask him for you if you'd like. And I was like, no, I'm not a bitch. I can ask him myself. So I DM'd him over Twitter because that's how Dylan and I usually correspond, is via DMs and Twitter. So it wasn't until today. All right, I asked him on Monday. Today's Thursday. So I texted Matt. I'm like, hey, Matt, he hasn't gotten back to me yet. LOL. And I thought it was funny. Maybe just ignore whatever it was. And Matt's like, well, where'd you message him on? It's like, I messaged him on Twitter through DMs. That's where we always talk. And it's like, no, he never checks Twitter. I'm like, oh, shit. So finally Dylan couldn't make it, but Walter was either going to come on next week or this week. And so thank you, Walter, for being here this week. It's
dude,
awesome.
No, thank you very much for having me on. It's funny because I was on their podcast last week and I left some drunk voicemails one night, a couple episodes ago, and dude, you did it perfectly. Rem, I got to give you the happiest of. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, just heard a noise. Anyway, computer noises. Am I still recording? Fuck. During the drunk voicemails, I was like, I got to listen to 2 voicemails from Rem, and I didn't mean it like that, but you were like, you know what? Fuck you, Walter. Who is this? Walter? Fuck Walter. And I was like, thank you, Rem. And it meant so much to me. And then after last week's episode, when I was on there, you friended me on Twitter, and I was like, you know what, I should hit Rem up to be on the show, and you were like, I was just gonna hit you up.
Yeah,
and it's so cool because you get it, dude. Like we don't hate each other. I've never even met you before I talk shit about you, but it wasn't like that because we're in this cool fucking podcast community,
right?
You know?
I just hate Jay.
Why? I've listened to all the episodes. Why do you hate Jay? No, let's get into this.
I know I like Jay.
I'm taking over your show now.
Dogs. No, you're not, because we got to move on to other things. But thank you for all the nice words.
All right.
I know. I love all three of them to death. They're great. Except when you know what, they were exceptionally mean a couple weeks ago, Walter, and I appreciate you saying something about that because they went too far. They went to the point where Walter had to say, "You guys are mean to Rem." It's like that's. It's fine.
Yeah, and I had to call and tell him I was going to grab him by the ears and walk him in a circle.
I already left a counter voicemail about that, Randy. Don't worry.
Oh.
Dude, okay. I can't see you grabbing Dylan by the ear. Well, you know what? We'll get into that on the NFHC fucking shit.
Yeah.
We'll voicemail back and forth about it. It'll be great.
Walter, as tonight's guest, do you want to give advice, or do you want to listen to some Dicks of the Week?
I want to do Dicks of the Week.
All right, we can do that. Let me get this thing in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to introduce this week's finalists for Dick of the Week. And here's our first nominee.
So I hit up Hot Drummer News Babe today, and I said, "Hey, Hot Drummer News Babe, you got anything for the show this week?" And she said, "Actually, I do, and I'll send it in a few minutes." And then I got it. So here it is.
Hey, Rem. Hey, Randy. If you're still there and haven't gotten HR ladied away from the show, that is. I don't know if you've heard these stories about cows escaping from, stockyards or slaughterhouse yards, but I have a Dick of the Week contender that I will point out after I share this. Out of Pico Rivera, California, 40 cows escaped a slaughterhouse and ended up in an LA suburb where one was killed after charging a family, according to authorities. The cows were reported running loose on the streets of Pico Rivera around 7:30 p.m. Tuesday this week after a gate at a meatpacking facility was accidentally left open. How does that happen, P.S.? And that's according to the LA County Sheriff's Department. The herd made its way to a neighborhood about a mile away, and one cow allegedly charged at 4 members of a family and knocked them to the ground, and they suffered minor injuries. A sheriff's deputy shot and killed the cow to protect the family from further injury, according to the sheriff's department, and the family members were taken to a hospital for treatment. Eventually, the sheriff's unit that, is mounted on horses, were dispatched to recapture and transport the cows, so they got to play cowboy. And, of the 40, 38 were safely captured, 1 has not been located, and 1 got shot. You know who the Dick of the Week is? It's the deputy who shot a cow. A cow. It's a fucking cow. It's not a bull. It's a cow, and you shot it because it scared some lamos in a suburb.
I told you about that.
I'm annoyed.
Stop it.
That's my submission. You all have a great night.
Peace. So I gotta say, I don't listen to anything anybody sends me before the show. Okay, and that's my guarantee. And that's my promise. Anytime anybody has sent me anything that I didn't produce, I don't listen to. I play it live on the show and I listen to it for the first time. So I did not hear this story.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. I did not hear this story, so this does not taint my win in fake news the game. Okay, because I did not hear this from Hot Drummer News, and that's honest to God, honest to Yahweh, honest to Satan, whatever you believe in, honest to it. That's the truth. Now, I've seen City Slickers. Have you seen City Slickers, Walter?
I love City Slickers, dude. Stop it.
Fucking amazing. I love City Slickers. Okay. I saw that in the movie.
What year did that come out?
1984.
Was it 84?
Look it up right now. Look it up, Randy.
6 years before I was born. We're not supposed to Google on the show. City.
Don't you
Walter,
do
you making a joke?
1991, bud.
Yeah. It was 91.
1991.
All right. I was wrong.
That's okay.
Whatever.
It happens. It was the confidence, though, man.
I can edit that out. Don't worry.
You believe me. Go ahead, Rem. I'm sorry.
No, I've seen city slickers. Walter's seen city slickers. Herding cattle doesn't seem that difficult once you know how to ride a horse, right? So why don't they just get a whole bunch of all those deputies right away on their fucking horses or the local farms and round these things up instead of shooting this fucking thing in the head? That's ridiculous. But,
because that's what I apologize. Continue.
No, go ahead. No, please.
That's what they do now. Like if a bear attacks somebody, even not at the zoo, but even in the woods, people are hiking through the woods, a bear attacks them, and they put down the bear and they say thoughts and prayers for the people that got attacked.
Yeah.
We're in their territory, and every time there's a fire or something like that, it pushes the wildlife closer to humanity. And then we're just like, whatever, you took somebody down, and then they shoot the bear. And
yeah.
It kind of sucks, dude. I mean, that's what happens. So
you bring up a really good point, Walter, because in my experience with animals, right, they don't attack me unless I act like a dick to them, right? So what are these people doing when they see the bear? Oh, look, it's Winnie the Pooh. Let's go take a picture. Oh, fuck. The cow. The cow's not going to just run at a family. So what did the family do? They try to get up close and take some selfies with it for their TikTok or whatever the bullshit is. What happened? Like, I want to know the real story. Randy, get in on that. I want to know what really happened, why that family got attacked. Thank you. But don't fuck with animals.
Definitely a TikTok model family, upper middle class. She's got about 80 million followers on TikTok.
Okay.
From what I'm gathering.
Thank you,
80
Randy.
million. 80 million's a low number on TikTok, so she's not like elite, but she's up there. She's up there because, like the elite TikTokers are, like at 125.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Mil.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good to know for when I get TikTok. Yeah. Don't fuck with animals.
It's crazy how quick that algorithm can get you followers.
Well, it's
once
fucked
you
up.
get content down.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's fucked up because I have a dick of the week too. I came prepared.
Awesome.
I know how your podcast works. I do listen to your podcast. I came with the dick of the week as well, and it has to do with animals.
Is it Trevor for taking a piss and then getting lost?
Dude, Trevor's probably puking and maybe passed out on my couch.
Okay. What's your dick of the week?
I love the guy. He's a lightweight, and that's why I have a mute button for him. Anyway, my dick of the week comes from here in Phoenix, Arizona, where police, I'm just going to go ahead and read the the article here. Phoenix police are searching for two people who tried to steal a Galapagos tortoise out of a yard in Laveen and then ran it over and killed it.
Oh, on purpose?
Yes. No, this happened in the middle of the night. Here, at 2:30 in the morning, a motion sensor went off. This is actually a quote from the guy who owned the tortoise. At 2:30 in the morning, my motion sensor went off, and I looked at my phone, and there were two people, trucks pulled in the driveway here, and then carrying the tortoise away. Field breeds Galapagos tortoises and endangered species. So I ran out there, they dropped the tortoise right over there, and jumped in the car, zipped around, and run over the tortoise and just pulled the entire top shell off of it.
Oh my God.
Here in Phoenix, there's a lynch mob out for these people right now.
Oh, I hope so.
What they did, they tried to steal some Galapagos tortoise out of some dude's backyard. It took 3 people to carry it out because it was like 250 pounds.
Right.
And they got it to the front yard. They couldn't get it into the car. And when the dude came out, they just sped off, flipped a bitch, came around in their car, and ran over the fucking turtle, peeling off the entire top shell.
Jesus
This
Christ.
dude raised this turtle from a baby and watched this turtle look at him in the eyes like, what happened? And then it died. And it's the saddest story you've ever fucking heard. And
we got to hurry up and make it a movie.
Right. We should make a movie.
Oh,
yeah. That's we copyright that here on the Rich Dickman show. The story of
copyright
the turtle. Well, we probably have to get the permission of the guy who owns the
Walter,
turtle.
was there any damage done to the truck or the car? Because if that's a 250-pound tortoise, that thing's fucking huge.
It must have been a truck. Well, I mean, I could read farther into the article, but I'm not doing it. I imagine it was a truck or something like that. But, dude, at the end of the day, who cares what he was driving? That's brutal as fuck, and that's my dick of the week. Fuck that guy.
God damn. You know, Walter, like every week that HDNB sends in something, she does a great job. She takes time to find an article or a news story and send it to us and read us the Cliff's notes of it. But we always have something else that just like tops it for some reason. And that's awful. Randy, do you have any Dick of the Week nominations this week? Or you?
I want to nominate farmers that drive their equipment on public roads. Oh, all right?
Okay.
Like, dude, you should transport your equipment with a semi, all right? And drive the speed limit so that everyone else isn't inconvenienced and having to sit behind you and wait for you to fucking go 30 miles an hour for fucking 2 hours just because you're too lazy to load your equipment on a loader and drive it up to the next site. And what are you doing, farmers?
Yeah. Yeah, preach.
I concede the rest of my time.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. We do deal with that on the outskirts of Phoenix. We do have a lot of farm property, so I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to get to the zoo on the 303. And
to see some tortoises.
Fucking tractor out.
Yeah. Trying to get to the slaughterhouse.
Fucking expensive? You know how expensive it is to back a fucking 18-wheeler up to move your equipment just around the block? Shut up, Randy. That's from the NFHC guys, by the way. They all say shut up, too.
They love Randy. Why would they say it to Randy? You can get a free shirt.
I don't know. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them.
All right, let's figure out who our Dick of the Week is.
Of this message.
We've got the deputy who shot the cow after getting loose. Okay, we've got the assholes who stole the tortoise and ran it over and ripped its shell off. Then we got these inconsiderate assholes who have to drive their farm equipment on the main roads when we're trying to get places. All right, I think we've had let's see.
It's a 2-lane highway.
The incredibly handsome expert judges have come to the consensus that this week's Dick of the Week award goes to.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be the farm equipment on the highway. All right, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it inconveniences everybody. Okay, and it's a thing that
rigged.
Where you still got to think about it. It's not like you die right after, right? It's not like you get shot in the head or get your shell torn off. You still got to think about all the frustration you went through trying to get from place to place. All right. When these assholes, and I get this, Randy, I get the farm equipment and we got old people in convertibles. It's the worst goddamn thing you've ever seen. Because they don't drive those convertibles like they should be driven. They drive them slow as fuck because they don't want the wind messing up their vision or the hair or whatever, the wrinkly, fuck old people. But yeah, it's farm equipment. Thank you, Walter, though. That was a great story you brought in. It came really close. Came really close. Really close, guy.
I can be very persuasive, Walter. It's not your fault.
It's that sexy beard, dude. I mean, you trim your beard way better than I do. So,
I found a barber. It's $35 every 3 weeks for the rest of my life.
Oh, you don't trim your own beard? I take back my previous statement.
This is professional, sir. Yep.
Oh,
are you saying I'm not?
No, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just telling you what I do.
Dude, why are you talking all over Rem's show like that? Calm down, Randy. Have you been drinking again?
No, sir. Don't you dare accuse me of that. But I did smoke a little weed.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Just a little. Speaking of, Randy, you're killing it with the segues tonight, man. Thank you. Walter and Ray, this is great. I mean, this is the best I felt on the show in 6 weeks. This is amazing. But
dude, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for coming here. And you get to share in this news too. Like I won Fake News the game. We had an awesome Dick of the Week. We're going to do advice in a minute, but I got to tell everybody, Governor Lamont here in Connecticut, he signed the bill. He didn't sign it at 420. Motherfucker. Like, why wouldn't you do that? But the other day
did he have the chance to? Like, when did he sign? That's my question.
He signed it like at 1 p.m. He did all his goddamn coronavirus updates at 4 p.m. He couldn't do the fucking weed bill.
So he could have pushed it. He could have pushed it to 420 is what you're saying.
Yeah. And nobody would have said anything. They wouldn't have batted an eye because it's everything else at 4 o'clock. So he could have done it at 4:20 and it would have been awesome. But finally, Connecticut recreational marijuana is legal as of July 1st, and stores will start opening up next year. If anybody's looking to get into some business, wants to be a business partner, I would like to open up a dispensary because there's no way that thing can lose money for the first couple of years at least.
Right. Yeah,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. We just did it last year as well. I've been going to the dispensary since what was it? Like April, March, maybe.
Mine's medicine.
Yeah. Okay. Calm down. You got your card. I get it. It's funny because here in Arizona now it's all recreational, and medical card holders are like, whatever, bitch. I get better weed. We're like, no, you don't. It's all good weed. Stop it. And they're like, whatever. No, I get first choice of the best buds. I'm like, yeah, that's what all the dispensaries are telling you. Yeah. And I bet you pay $20 extra. I roll in, dude. We have a very high tax on it. We have a 16% tax here in Arizona.
That's it.
So if I go buy a $45 eighth, it costs me $56. I don't mind paying that tax because Arizona is really good about allocating their tax money. My roads are so nice when I drive on them.
Fucking red states.
And
goddamn Republican governors.
No, we're blue state now. All the Californians moved in, and all the Arizonans are pissed about it, and it's great, dude. But we've always had the best roads. My dad was a truck driver, and he said the two best places he ever drove was Phoenix, Arizona, and Indianapolis. Wow. They have the best roads in the country. And I was like, I believe you, because if you've ever driven in Las Vegas, fuck that place.
Fuck that.
Ohio's the worst.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
You know, obviously, I've never been to any of the dispensaries in Massachusetts because, you know, that's not me. My friend Mike goes all the time, but definitely not me. But they have between the state tax and the municipal tax, it's like it ends up being around 20%, and Connecticut will be about the same. So it's like a total of 20% on it. So if you buy $60 worth of something, you're paying $72. That's what Mike tells me.
That's not bad.
No, it really isn't.
If your state is using the fucking tax money correctly, then who gives a fuck? I would rather buy from a dispensary. Now, don't get me wrong. I have my black market fucking homie from one of my cool death metal bands that I fucking play on my show all the time that sells me weed. If I need a fucking $60 like quarter and an eighth, I'll go through him. But if I'm like convenience store Circle K in this shit, I'll go to fucking the dispensary, and I don't mind paying that tax because Arizona is really good about allocating that shit.
And I hear they're like mini malls in Massachusetts.
I'm fine with it.
It's fucking like 2 stories of weed and shit. Yeah. He sent me a picture of one.
Go to California. Go to California where it all started.
California, they deliver it to your hotel room.
Right. There's an Uber weeds for it, dude.
That's coming too.
And they give you
California
$15 off. Like they just sent me a text message telling me they loaded $15 to my account. Get something. And I'm like,
I watched Arizona go from a red state to a blue state while I lived here, and weed was on the ballot every year I've lived here, and it always got shot down until this last year. Yeah. And it was just mandatory.
Blue state to the audit's over, right, brother?
Hey, I don't swing either way. I swing both ways, actually.
Hell yeah!
If I was gonna go political, because I'm not political at all, but if I was gonna go political, I'd be bisexual.
Yeah, me too. Right? That's where you got to be, like right in the center. Some days you want to go that way, some days you feel good going this way. It all feels good in the end. Like that Haitian guy told me, it's all sex, baby. It's all love. You get a bean, you don't get a bean.
I want to be able to buy a gun respectfully and not shoot people with it unless I absolutely have to. Have to. But at the same time, I want my homies to be able to buy weed without getting arrested for it. So I'm kind of on the fence, and everybody can hate me for it. So
do what you want.
I'm bisexual.
Leave me alone.
when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
Don't bother me with your bullshit.
Because I got my medical card.
And go be happy.
Yep.
Boom.
Exactly, Rem.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's give some advice because that's what we do. I don't know if you know this, Walter, but I'm a professional advice giver. I've been giving professional advice since 2012. And
have you really? Because I do know your show, but I want to question you on that. Have you really been giving advice that long?
Yeah, I started podcasting in 2012. Torn Think Tank, the World of Warcraft podcast for the World of Warcraft player. And these assholes are right in, asking questions, start first about the game, and then about how to deal with the people in their guild or people they play with, or how they get permission from their wife to play more, how they convince their parents they're not wasting their life playing games. Yeah, and then we have to give some bullshit answer just to keep the listeners going. Yep. 5,000 downloads a week, great, Walter. Dude. Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting your show, but that's what I come in and do is fuck up your entire fucking format.
It's fine. Everybody comes in. They interrupt. Some people come in maliciously interrupt, and try to throw me off my game, and you can't because I'm good. I'm good at this.
Rem.
Oh shit.
Oh, I don't mean to do that.
Rem.
Yes.
What?
Calm down.
Okay. Thank you.
You want segments? We've got segments.
So used to Ray of Sunshine reading these, I'm never ready.
It's Thinking with Your Dickman.
So we have a little letter here from Jeffrey, who writes in, "Help! I've been traveling a lot for work lately and need to find ways to spend my time after working hours. The company vehicle I use has GPS tracking, so I don't feel the risk is worth going to the strip club or anything of that nature. Do you have any cost-effective ways for me to get a lap dance without the company knowing what I've been up to?" Huh, that's interesting. It's modern problems for today's modern man. Walter, Randy, any thoughts on how we can get a lap dance without using the company car?
Take an Uber.
Well, that's a good point. I would have to say it sucks because Craigslist got shut down. Not that I'm a professional on how to find lap dances mobile, but
back page.
Yeah, take an Uber.
Yeah,
go for a good walk. Like maybe you should go for a good walk if it's within.
Get one of those little scooters, or an electronic bicycle.
Okay, all right, I like that. Go ahead, Walter.
I'm a big fan of Chatterbait. So go to Chatterbait and do a private show and ask somebody to do something private for you in your hotel room.
That's how I discovered Annabelle Peaks. Through my free cams. She was doing a show. I'm like, who's this? She's like, oh, I have my first adult film coming out. Oh shit, let me go look at this. And but anyways, yeah, it's so funny you guys said Uber because I wasn't even thinking because the world's changed. I don't know if you guys know this, but in the last 18, 19 months, whatever it was, the world is completely different now, and it does not pay to follow the rules or be honest. Okay, you got to do what's best for you at all times. You take care of your family. So here's the thing. Yes. Here's the secret. Uber, great idea. Probably the best idea. Taxi is another good idea. Chatterbait, my free cams, those online services. You pay a little extra and you get this beautiful woman of your dreams. Catered to all tastes and desires. Right? There's many different types of cam women out there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You got that and scooters. All great ideas. But Jeffrey, who's checking the GPS in that car? Oh. Do they have like automotive techs who come in and is your vice president going in, downloading the computer thing? Are they tracking you in real time? Because they probably aren't. All right. If this is like any other company in America, they're probably not paying attention to any of that bullshit and dealing with just on their phones all day on Facebook or fucking chat roulette or Chatterbait in their offices. Walter, you know this. Nobody pays attention to anything anymore. So go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, take it someplace that you think is take it someplace where it may not be acceptable, but not illegal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And see if anybody says anything. And if they don't, well, then my theory is correct. Nobody's watching where the fuck you're going and nobody cares. It's just there as a deterrent, like the Delta variant.
Well, if I may, my parents both, all right, so I come from a very fucked up family. My mother had me at 38 years old. So by the time I was 20, she was already in her 60s.
Oh, man. It's like having a kid at 39.
I was a geriatric child. I was offended by that when a nurse told me that one time. Anyway, So my parents were conspiracy theorists. My mother remarried to somebody that was 11 years older than me.
Oh, God.
So, and they were both conspiracy theorists. Now, half of what they said, I was like, I got you on this. But half of what they said, it was too much. And I think that's a little too much.
What's that?
Well, what you were just talking about.
Oh, what I was saying. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's, that's fair. Oh, yeah, I'm not, it's my advice isn't for everybody. Sometimes I like to go off a different path.
No, that wasn't against you. That wasn't against you. I'm just saying.
Fork in the road, it took the psychopath, right?
Right.
That's it.
So, again, the topic is go.
Oh. Yeah. So my thought is maybe nobody's checking it now, but soon there'll be algorithms that'll be able to spot that real quick. And whatever you're doing on your work computer, how much YouTube you watch, how much Hulu you're watching, like they got all that data. So
that's the easy stuff to get.
Actions per minute are.
Yeah. Don't do stuff on your work computer.
Your webcam's always watching you. So when you're on your phone. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All that's being logged and recorded.
I'm just saying, I think the GPS is more of a pain in the ass to track. That's, I don't think they have a team of dedicated GPS professionals watching every move, especially if you're not a Fortune 500 company. They can't afford that shit. You know what I mean?
Papa John's.
You know what?
For the delivery drivers, they track everywhere we go, and they give us a score based on how well we did on our speed. How well we do on cornering and braking. Yep.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and it's an instant score. If I go 3 miles per hour over the speed limit, and they have a database that they use with every speed limit for every road, and it all calculates itself, and I get a score that I see on a big giant screen every time I get back from a delivery.
That's fucking crazy. And that's exactly what my mom used to talk about when she was like, dude, everybody's going to track you and all this shit. And to answer your question, sorry, Rem, I got worried about Trevor because he just disappeared for the last hour. And I have no idea where he is. He could be puking on my back porch right now. But to answer your question, I used to tell my mom all the time, really? Do you think you're that important that the government would be tracking you about it? In today's day and age, they're pulling all your information, but it's just off of your Amazon and what you buy. But really, do you think they're tracking you like you're?
It's too much. It's too much to do. Yeah, no, I don't think you're being tracked at all. That's what I'm saying. I say, that's too much information because there's so many people to do that. We don't have. My God, I think we'd see fucking data centers with the bunch of. Well, that's what they can do. People who need jobs, they can have them sit at computers and track Americans, like Project Insight with Captain America, Winter Soldier. Remember that, Randy? Remember Project Insight?
No, I don't. Yeah.
No, okay.
Dude, but you don't understand the logging data. Are we talking
MCU now?
we could.
That'd be shifting gears. Let's start with Fast and the Furious before we go to MCU.
I've never seen a single one of those movies. I've never seen.
Dude,
one.
I've seen all the Fast and the Furious. I've seen all the MCU movies. What do you got, Randy? We're taking over Rem's show right now.
Really? Yeah, Paul Walker. He was a saint. He's the saint of the Fast and the Furious.
He did a great job.
He
have no shit to talk about him.
And then his brother filled in. That was clutch.
Who's his brother?
I don't know.
Hey, Walter, let me talk to you.
I don't believe him.
Let me talk to you about something a little more interesting because, goddamn, Randy, it's fucking forever here.
I know.
Goddamn. my son just turned 13 a couple months ago, and he's finally into the MCU. We watched Infinity War and Endgame, those kind of. He into the Spider-Man movies. He really liked the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
but we watched the first Avengers a couple weeks ago. He hadn't seen that one yet. And he's like, he asked me, he's like, can we watch the first Avengers movie? I'm like, yeah, sure. I guess his friends were talking about it. So we watched the first Avengers movie, And then a couple days later, Loki premiered on Disney Plus. And so he's all into Loki.
I've been watching.
Yeah. And so it's great. It's like we started watching Guardians of the Galaxy the other night. We're going to do Guardians and then Civil War and then Guardians 2. We're going to, I'm not going to subject him to the entire MCU. He can do that on his own because it's a lot of movies to watch. And
they have it in chronological order. Is that the order you're watching it in?
No, we're just kind of going to the good stuff. We're going to skip the shitty movies like Captain Marvel.
They're just rocking through some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
And
you're just whatever your kid wants to watch.
Right. The fun stuff. Right. And but now I've got since my movie-going friend left me a couple of years ago, I now have a new movie-going friend in my son. We can go see Black Widow together. I don't have to go alone. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see Black Widow, dude. The Loki series is turning out to be a great MCU thing. I love the MCU. If you want to talk MCU, we could talk MCU. We do MCU trivia at work, dude. Like, we don't fuck around when it comes to the MCU. So I've seen all the movies plenty of times. You should take your son through the journey of the chronological order of the MCU. Make him watch all the cut scenes. I mean, dude, start with fucking, you got to buy Hulk, but start with Iron Man 1 and go through all of it, dude. Disney Plus lays it all out for you. You can watch it in phases. You can watch it in chronological order. But that would be a rad thing to do with your son. I'm just saying.
The hard part for me now is wrapping my head around the fact that he's 13 and can understand a lot more complex things. I'm so used to these guys being little kids and big words and stuff and not really, and a lot of times in the MCU, you kind of got to pay attention to certain things to, follow along certain threads throughout different movies, Infinity Stones, for instance. Yeah. But I have to, when I realize that, he's turning into a young adult soon, he can understand these, we could, that's something we can do. So I appreciate you actually giving me the encouragement to do that. Maybe that's something we'll do this summer. All right. I'll take take some time off from work to watch movies.
I would say do it sooner before he gets into girls, dude. You got like 3 months to watch all these movies with him. And then he's going to get into girls and then you're going to lose him, dude. Sorry, bro. That's how it goes.
That's fine. All right. Thank you.
Watch
Jeffrey,
all the MCU shit though.
Yeah, no, he loves Loki. Like he loves that show. Yeah, he's reminding me we have to watch it. So I get him to watch too. Did you like WandaVision?
I did. I loved WandaVision. I loved
Creep Me Out.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. So
I stopped watching WandaVision.
It freaked you out. Yeah. I liked WandaVision all the way up until the end. I thought the end was a little, rushed or a little clunky. But I enjoyed Falcon and Winter Soldier, even though Ray of Sunshine didn't, because he's a racist. I thought the messaging in Falcon and Winter Soldier was amazing. They did a great job without being too woke and just, hey, I'm not Black Falcon. I'm just Falcon, man. let's just be me.
They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing with Loki, with the lesbian gay community, and I don't want to put out any spoilers, but they did something really great in episode 3 or 4. Sorry, 3 of Loki, where
we haven't had 4 yet.
It's very open. And it's a great message, and I love it. So,
yeah, no, it's fantastic, and I love the way they're doing time travel too. I can be a very real stickler about time travel, especially as a Doctor Who fan. All right, and so when they get a little weird with time travel, it's hard. But the way the MCU did it, they shielded themselves. Now they got a multiverse coming and all this other bullshit, so that's okay. Right, where are we now? We are here. We're doing things. Do I have another thing I wanted to get into? I can't remember, Randy. Randy, did you get into Valheim yet?
No, I haven't. You want me to do that live on the show?
No. Walter, do you know what Valheim is?
I do not, sir.
No. Valheim is a new Viking survival game, right? It's still in pre-release, but you can get it on Steam for $20. And if you took Minecraft, gave it some better graphics, and made you guy a Viking, it's kind of that, right? You gather resources, you build stuff, you kill monsters. It's a survival game. You start with nothing, yeah. And Randy started, he bought a server so all of us could play together. All right. So Randy, Kristen, Ray of Sunshine, myself, and I think even Freddie, one of our patrons, was in there. And, you can work on a shared world or you can play solo. And the first couple of weeks, it's kind of, there's no real tutorial on how to play the game, right? So, me being a former gamer, but not a gamer anymore, I had a hard time kind of figuring out and I didn't really enjoy it. Then I started watching like Valheim videos on YouTube and boom, I'm like, I'm into this game. I fucking love this game, right? I get in there like an hour at least a night and I'm building shit. I don't even like killing anything. I just like building things, right? So Randy set up this server for all of us to play, and he and Kristen had done a lot of, they built some bases and all this stuff, and then they disappeared. So I've been in there, and Ray has, of Sunshine, and we've just been building shit. Like, he's collecting resources for me, and I'm building bases, and I got a stone castle I'm working on, Randy, in the plains you got to see. And I say all that to say is that in all the work that we've done, Walter, in our Valheim world that we share, and it's the only time I ever get to see Ray of Sunshine these days, is that Randy hasn't even taken 5 minutes to log into the goddamn game and the server he owns to check out all the amazing work that Ray of Sunshine and I have done in his server. And it's insulting to me.
Rim,
I know, it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm just so exhausted.
Randy,
all the time.
5 minutes.
That there's another podcast out there that holds you in very high regards, and you're over here slacking? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You need to step up your game and go jump into that server. Why are you not doing that?
I'll do it right now.
It sounds like there's a lot of people working very hard to impress you. Mm-hmm. And you're just over there all high as fuck now because you don't do anything else. And now you're just like, whatever, I'll check it out. And, dude, come on, dude. Step up your game, Randy.
Thank you, Walter. Walter, can you say
That's
fuck
all
you,
I'm saying.
Randy?
Fuck you, Randy.
Thank you.
I'll leave you a voicemail next week. Fuck you, Randy.
I gotta update Valheim. That means the server's gonna probably need a new IP.
Don't do any. Oh, Jesus Christ! Really? You better. Okay, Randy, don't do that now. Do that tomorrow morning when you're have a more clear head about you.
I work 2 jobs tomorrow.
Is Kristen? Where's Kristen?
It's gotta be the night, Rim.
I'm so worried about Trevor. We lost Trevor like an hour ago, it seems like. And
Jesus.
I just hope he's not like, I hope he didn't like pass out and fall down into my bathtub. And after we get off air, I'm like, oh my God, Trevor died in my bathtub.
Yeah. If we just ended the show 15 minutes earlier, I could have saved him. So I'll tell you what, we're at the end now. So we'll start wrapping up. Walter, it's been
you don't have to worry about that, dude.
Okay, good. But we're at the end anyways.
All right,
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. This has been more enjoyable than I could have imagined. This is, as I said earlier, this is the most fun I've had in weeks. So thank you for coming on. I would love to talk to you about thatmetalstation.com and the radio show and all that stuff. So yes, absolutely. But please let the audience, the Rich Dickman Show, know where we can find you, all the fun stuff you do. And I know we didn't get into death metal talk, but we will next time. I'll have you back.
It's all good.
Yeah. So
it's all good. Death metal talk is like a very precise thing, but thatmetalstation.com, the place that I do my show every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. On the Pacific Coast. It's not just me doing death metal. There's so many different DJs at thatmetalstation.com that do rat, they do 80s music, they do 90s music, they do heavy metal, brutal metal, death metal, classic metal. We have so much to offer everybody here at thatmetalstation.com. So, come check us out. I'm on Fridays, 1 p.m. Eastern, and I do a very brutal show. Nobody likes my music. So, but we definitely have a lot of DJs from across the globe. We have Australian DJs, British DJs, plenty of DJs here in the country. So, we have a lot of fun. And Rem, let's talk, dude, because I want to kind of bring you into that. So
yeah, buddy, I would love to talk about that. It sounds amazing. Can I ask you a question real quick? A death metal question? The I don't know if you can call it singing, but we'll call it singing. That type of stuff. How many vocal effects are used, or is that just a natural voice of somebody?
No, that's called guttural vocals, and it's natural. It's natural. Wow. Now, don't get me wrong. there's producing these days. Like everybody's like, oh, rappers just don't use their original voice. Of course not. It sounds like shit. But yeah, no, there's some background post production on all the death metal shit, but that's their real voice. They're just and they growl. I don't play an instrument. I don't do vocals, so I can't speak for the industry. But that's their natural shit.
Yeah. I sang for a band once. I don't know if you knew that, but it wasn't death metal. I sang in front of people.
Well, then I didn't know that. If it wasn't death metal, I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just all hardcore death metal.
No, I love it. I love music, and I love people's passion about music. So any type, if you're enjoying your music, whatever it is, I respect and love it 100%. Randy, it's that time. Say the words.
Yeah, Randy.
Let's bring this baby home.
All right. Hey, we didn't coach up Walter at the end of the show. Walter, you got to say
Walter. Yeah. See ya.
After I say goodnight.
And then I'll say boosh. Yeah. So Rim will say good night or something, and then you'll say see ya, and then I'll say boosh.
I'm just gonna say, hey, check your fucking metadata bands. That's my thing. So
thank you for listening to the Rich Dickman Show. We love it when you do, and really do appreciate all the new listeners who've joined on recently. And thank you, Walter, for keeping the name going even when you're on other shows. I love it. But if you like what we do and you want to support the show, please tell a friend. A lot of you have told your friends, and it is much appreciated. It means a lot to us, especially these days when we're one short and we're still trying to figure how we're going to keep going. Randy, it's a struggle every day. Because I don't have any feedback from you, and I don't have the other guy anymore, and it's just I don't know. I have nothing to bounce things off. You're doing
great, Rim.
You need to quit your jobs.
You just gotta ask.
All right, I will, and I'll just wait 6 hours.
Ask.
Yeah, I'm very needy.
You just gotta say, hey, Randy, I need some validation for my ego.
Come on, Ram. You just gotta ask.
I'll just ask. I'll go into that other Discord and ask. But if you like us even more than that, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. I got to give a shout out to our patrons, Joe Schmo for upping his patronage. Thank you so much. And you know what, Randy, I was thinking, how a lot of shows call out their new patrons and all that stuff. What if we did the opposite and we called out the people who quit their patrons? Wouldn't that be?
Oh. There you go.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, just put them on blast, man. Yeah. And be like, hey, no, I hope everything's all right. And then you're not going through a financial hardship or something.
I my first, and I was like, oh, what if they have a real thing going on? That would be really shitty. Could be funny though. But I know the Patreon's been a little like I got to tell you, losing Ray of Sunshine has kind of affected that. A variety of ways, and I'm working to get it better for you. And I know what I owe you, and we'll get there. Just need some things to clear up, so I have a little more free time and get some things produced, and we'll take care of it. But patreon.com/Rich Dickman. Those of you who are there, thank you so much. It really means a lot and helps a lot too to keep the show going every week. And if you get into the top tier, remember at the top tier, you message me. You say, Rem, I'm in the top tier. I want my shirt to say Rem fucks, Randy fucks, NFHC sucks. And we'll make you a shirt. That's what you get. That's your reward. Yeah. But go to richdickman.com for all of your Rich Dickman needs. Okay, click the merch tab. Get yourself some swag. You'll see the Eat the Rich shirt there. You can go to amazon.com, search Rich Dickman, buy the Eat the Rich shirt. Show our overlords and our masters that fuck them. They would be tasty in my goddamn new flat top griddle. Just make some thigh steaks. I saw that in The Walking Dead, the video game once. That's gross. But yeah, we got you can click up on our YouTube channel there as well. I'm thinking, what I might do, is Tank still here? I'm going to ask Tanks, but I think I'm going to put Fake News the Game. I'm going to clip that segment and put that on YouTube as well so people can see now that I have a brand new camera. Thanks, Dylan, for the suggestion. Yes, listen to our friends.
Oh, hey,
all right.
Yeah, your face looks like it's blotted out like on Cops half the time.
Oh, there's Tanks.
Thanks. Listen to our friends. All right. First of all, check out this week's episode of Who Gives a Shit with Adam from Houston and Crippled Jesus. It's phenomenal. All right. This is probably the best episode they've done. Here's a quick spoiler. Crippled Jesus got 5150 last week, and you have to hear the story about all this. It's amazing. Walter, have you ever been in a mental institution and had a first date? Maybe not. Find out what happens. God damn.
I can't say that I have, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to experience it now.
Yeah. So, you can start by listening to Who Gives a Shit episode 20. That'll come out just the same time that this show comes out on Saturday. And of course, listen to our buddies over at Not Freedom Consumption. Last week, Walter was on, and Walter was, I'll say this, Walter was their best guest ever. Walter was fantastic on that show. And it was great not having to hear
guys.
Thank you. No old man puns. All right. And no guy trying to get his puns in over everybody else's jokes. Didn't have to hear that shit. Thank you for pointing it out, Walter. Thank you. You got the Roast Mortem too. Check out Roast Mortem Cast. RichDickmanShow@gmail.com if you want to ask questions or any of that stuff. And we're on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. You can find executive producer Randy at Sir0 with an E, or you can email him, Sir0 with an E @gmail.com. Producer Ryan at Ryan TRDS. My mother at Rem_Mama. I, of course, and at Rem Dickman. Walter, do you have a Twitter you want to plug?
Wall of Woe. Walter, no, fuck Twitter. I fucking hate Twitter, dude.
Okay.
Just
fuck
check
Twitter.
me out at thatmetalstation.com.
That's it. Thatmetalstation.com. Check out Walter's show. And Randy, if anybody was interested in watching the show live or leaving a voicemail, how do they do that?
All right. They would come here at 10 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. And then they would go to bit.do/TRDS1. That's 10 p.m. Tuesdays, bit.do/TRDS1. And then I got logged out of Google, bro. I don't know what happened. I can't get the voicemail number.
If they want to call, it's 860-316-4776.
316-4776. See, I had
That's
it.
right.
I was close.
It's repetition. It's in there. You just got to find it through the clouds. Listen.
Come the fuck on, Randy. What the fuck? It's 480-788-7330.
Stop it, Walter. You're not supposed to say that. That's not the thing. That's not the thing. Yeah. Rest in peace to Trevor. I hope he's okay.
Yeah,
Tell him thank you for coming.
R.I.P. Trevor.
Yeah.
I'll let you know tomorrow, dude.
You know who Trevor reminds me of? You remember Bojangles?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah. Really? How?
No, Rem, the Huel story.
Mr.
Bojangles?
The guy who visited him? Yeah, there's so many Huel stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all drunk when we heard them all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the guy who just popped in one day.
He showed up on stream.
Yes.
Yeah, he showed up on the stream, and then he just disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. He walked into the window. Go ahead,
I want
Walter.
to say something before I exit, please. If I may. Thank you so much for having me on your show, Rem. I talk so much shit about you on the NFHC. We had never spoken before, and you get it, dude. You totally get it, and so amazing. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Oh,
you're going to be on my show. We'll talk about that afterwards, but dude, when it comes to shit talking, you take it on that chin that Dylan says you don't have.
It looks beautiful. It's right there. Yeah.
It's not a bad chin. I kind of see what. No,
I have a horrible side
profile.
profile.
For having me on your show.
I love the voicemail that asked how they can ride your face.
Yeah,
thanks. When you don't have any type of saddle,
I love
it. Made me happy.
My favorite part was leaving so many voicemails that Rem was like, "Dude, I just got to pee and go to bed." And I'm like, "Fuck you, Rem. I got 6 more voicemails coming up." Anyway, thank you very much for having me on your show, dude. Please come on Walter's Wallow every Friday on thatmetalstation.com, 1 p.m. Eastern. And
100%.
Hey, I mean, you could bring your Trevor as well if you like.
I don't have one. I got to find one. I got to buy one and set them up down here. So once I get that set, yeah. But Walter, you've been fantastic. We're going to do this again. I'm sure of it. Thank you all. We'll talk to you again next week. I don't know who'll be here. We'll figure it out, but we'll have fun either way. Thank you. Love you. And good night. Say it, Walter. Say it, Walter.
Good night.
No. See
ya, motherfucker.
See ya.
Finish.
Shit. I didn't know the end of the show that well. I'm so sorry.
We coached you. We told you what to say. After Rem says good night, you say see ya.
Yeah. Okay.
You better raw dog it, brother. Send me